Welcome back to the shooting channel and welcome back to a comparison film. The FBX, only been out a year now compared to the F3. And I always do these films after they've been out for a little bit. Just now I've got a little bit about what the market feels. And I wanted to compare the FBX basic model, because the FBX starts at about £11,000 to £12,000. And then the F3, which starts at about sort of £9,000 to £10,000. So Blaser's product range is the F16, the F3, and now the FBX. And I have to say, I do think, you've probably seen my films of, I think the F3 is a big daddy version of the XS Pro, and I really like the F3. And I just wanted to talk to you about the different features between the different guns. So I'm going to get one of them out. So again, that's one of them, comes in its ABS case. And that is the other one. So both of them are this is the F3 case, basically got suede around it, got its 3 locks in the middle. And this is the FBX case, which is a little bit more sort of just completely black, a little bit more modernised compared to the F3. So I'm going to open them both up. That is the FBX. And that is the F3. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take each one out and show you what they have in them, and then we'll talk about the different features. So the F3 has chokes, 5 chokes comes with it. Comes with its wax, comes with the choke key, comes with the stock weights and the stock and the barrel weights. And then the F3 is here. So stock, again, generally the F3 comes with, it starts at grade 6, 7, 8 wood and then goes up. The F3 is a very square action. So I tend to tailor the F3 to more like a Browning style action. It's very square, very basic, very heavy, which I actually like. I tend to like the F3 style weight rather than the F16. I think the F16 is quite a lighter gun. So the F16 is quite a lighter gun compared to its brother, the F3. Personally, I prefer the F3 because I like a nice heavy gun, more because I shoot clays a lot as well as game, and I like that weightness, it slows you down. But the F16 is a very lightweight gun, and I have to say a lot of ladies like the F16, and a lot of game shooters like the F16 because it's a little bit more slimmed down, a little bit more sort of just general, a little bit lighter, a little bit more slimmer if you look at the whole action of it. So this is why I think the F3, I think, is a very nice gun at its price point, because starting at the back, it's got its Blaser recoil pad here. It's very high in the comb, so if I mount that gun, it is sort of Browning height. So again, if I mount that gun into the camera, my eye is over the top of the rib. Pistol grip is nice and big, not too big, but it just comes down slightly there. It's very slim in the pistol grip itself, but the actual grip comes down quite further here. Again, single trigger. Again, the selective on the barrel is underneath rather than on top like most guns. Something Blaser do nice, little different. Black action, they do these in an engraving one, but this is the black action F3, so the standard F3 Blaser underneath, fore end rounded at the end there, matte back barrels, multi-choke, and this is a sporting rib. And this particular gun is about 8.5 pounds. Balances pretty much on the hinge pin. Wood to metal finish, absolutely perfect. And these are hand finished in Germany in the Blaser factory. So they are a machine made gun, but hand finished, hand put together. So that is the F3. And then the FBX. Again, the case, like the F3, is got its two sides in it. It's got its instruction manual there. It's got its choke and its choke key. It's got its stock weight to take the stock off. Stock weights, barrel weights. All the bits and pieces to take the stock off. And then if I take the stock out, and that is the FBX. Now I'm going to say, the first thing I would say is it looks a little bit more stylish than what the F3 does. The F3 is a tool to do the job. This looks a little bit more stylish to do the actual job with it. Now I'm not going to get technical with the gun, but I'm just going to, this is a review of my thoughts now they've been out for a year. Now going from the recoil pad forwards, Blaser recoil pad, again, height in the comb, I think that is a really good feature that they've got. They've realised that the shooter wants real height in the comb there. The stock, the actual palm swell, compared to the F3, is a bit fatter there, and it comes down there. So, compared to the F3, I think this is actually a really good fit into the actual range that they do. So they've got the F16, which is very slim down. They've got the F3, which is a little bit heavier, a little bit more sort of clay shooty orientated, and they've got the FBX, which looks a bit more stylish, but it's a little bit more handleable, heavier compared to the F3. And I think it's a really good addition to their three shotgun brands, because they've got something that fits everyone. Again, the select is underneath the trigger guard, or in the trigger guard there. Safety catch. Here, again, they've taken that square action like the F3, but they've just made it a little bit more stylish. So they've put a rounded bit in there. They've made the FBX orange there. Underneath, they've got Blaser. And then they've made the fore end a little bit more trappy style. So it's not slim there. They've made it a little bit more fatter there. So you've got a little bit more space to put your hands and your fingers on there. Ventilated ribs, ventilated barrels, matte back barrels, external chokes. This is the Blaser's new choking system in the FBX, whereas the F3 has got the old original F3 chokes. This is slightly heavier than the F3, not much, but a little bit. Balance on the hinge pin, and again, absolutely handles like a dream. I'm going to be honest, it is a really, really close one. Would I have an F3 or would I have an FBX? I'm going to be honest, I've actually had the pleasure of shooting quite a lot through one of these, and I would almost say both of these are really good guns. If I was thinking about an out-and-out clay shooting gun, I'd probably err towards the FBX. If I was thinking a little bit about clay shooting and a little bit of game, I would err towards the F3. But both of them are really good and really good guns. They're just really nice, really different. Both come with, this is grade 6 wood, grade 7 wood. Both comes with nice wood. And that is kind of the difference between the FBX and the F3. Has anyone, this has been out now for about a year, has anyone got one of these? What does everyone think about these guns compared to the F3? How do you think they have developed this over the F3? So it's F16, F3, FBX. The one thing they have got in this is the recoil of this is absolutely superb. So the recoil of this compared to the F3, I mean the F3 is good, but this just is literally unbelievable. It literally, you can use really heavy cartridges and it literally just goes poof. So I actually think that is a good way, a good feature, a good new feature of this. And it just looks different. If you put the two of them together like that, you can see kind of the development in it. Inside the developments of this is, they've just developed it, they've just smoothed it out, they've just made it slightly better quality in the FBX than the F3. So that is the difference between the F3 and the FBX. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which one would you have? I think, again, my choice, this is my choice, this is my review. People may disagree with what I say in this. This is what I think of the two guns. And I think both two guns are really good. I would have this more for clay shooting, and I'd have that more for clay shooting / game shooting. Price-wise, there's not much in the bottom of the range ones, there's not much in it. Yes, they both go up to sort of 16 grand, 20 grand. The only thing I would say in the Blaser range is they have not got an entry-level gun to get people onto the brand from about 1,500 to 2 grand. So the Blaser's guns start at sort of 3 grand, 3.5 grand and goes up, which again, that's not necessarily a bad thing because they're trying to just keep to that top end market. They're not trying to get to the big, get thousands of guns out there. The good thing about Blaser is if you want a Beretta, Browning, Maruku, everyone's got them. Yes, they're brilliant guns. But if you want something a little bit different that not everyone has got, then the Blaser range is a really good range to look at. Similar in the car world, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, everyone's got one. If you want to step up to a Jaguar, Aston Martin, it's kind of a step up to that. Yes, BMW, Mercedes do those top-end cars. These only do the top-end guns. They don't do the bottom end. So maybe that's exactly what they want. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think of the F3 Blaser and the FBX Blaser. And is the FBX a good gun into their range? Please comment below on anything you've seen in this film. Please let us know if there's anything you'd like to find out about either the F3 Blaser or the FBX, and we will do our best to help you with those guns and point you in the right direction of where you can get a brand new or a second-hand FBX or F3 from. I hope you've enjoyed this programme. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button. It really helps us give you content like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.